Alright, let's talk about electric cars and whether they're really going to take over the roads by 2030. I know it sounds like a huge prediction, but stick with me because things are moving fast. Over the last decade, electric vehicles, or EVs, have been popping up everywhere. Governments are throwing incentives at buyers, big companies are dropping billions into research, and honestly, climate change is making a lot of us rethink what we drive. But here's the thing, just because something's gaining traction doesn't mean it's going to be the new normal overnight. One big challenge: infrastructure. I mean, charging stations are popping up in cities, but let's be real, it's nowhere near the network of gas stations we've got. And then there's battery tech. Range anxiety is a legit concern. Not everyone wants to plan their road trip around charging stops or wait an hour to get back on the road. And let's not forget about folks who are still skeptical. Change is hard, especially when it comes to something as personal as your car. But the roadblocks don't stop there. Producing all those batteries, that takes a lot of resources, and mining for materials like lithium has its own environmental baggage. Plus, what happens to those batteries at the end of their life? Recycling is getting better, but it's still a work in progress. Still, there's good news. Companies like Tesla, Volkswagen, Hyundai, they're pushing EV tech further every year. Batteries are getting cheaper and better, and governments are setting ambitious targets. In Norway, over half of new cars sold are already electric. And the International Energy Agency, they're predicting more than 140 million electric cars on the road by 2030. Consumer habits are shifting too. People want to shrink their carbon footprint, and services like ride-sharing are making it easier to get behind the wheel of an EV without buying one. So, will electric cars really take over by 2030? Experts say it's likely. At least half of all new car sales in some countries could be electric by then. China and the EU are already setting big goals, and the rest of the world is catching up. Bottom line, electric cars are here to stay, and the next decade's going to see some big changes. I'm excited to see where it goes. What about you? Let me know in the comments, and check out my next video on the future of renewable energy.